Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bolt Report. Unfortunately, we have another sad video to go over as the parade of players leaving the Lightning because of unfortunate cap situation continues. This time, it is Blake Coleman and David Savard that have officially left the Tampa Bay Lightning. They were a huge part of this team. We're going to talk about what they meant for the Lightning and what they did for them in this short time. But as always, my name is Jake Ricker. Alongside me is my good friend and co-host Michael Wax. Michael, how you doing today?
This is a very somber way for these two's tenures to end because even though they just won the Stanley Cup, you want to keep these players. You want to keep it going with the Lightning and the potential to win even more Stanley Cups. But the money was on the table for both of these guys, as we're going to get to. And I don't fault them at all for going and trying to make a living and supporting their families. So I'm going to miss Blake Coleman and David Savard, as we'll say multiple times throughout this video. But at the end of the day, this is the best opportunity for them.
Well, let's talk about Blake Coleman first. He officially signed a contract with the Calgary Flames at a $4.9 million contract per year for 6 years. So good for him. He's getting a nice big pay raise and a long-term contract too, which is, a lot of players love to have that long-term stability. That's good for him and his family as he has two daughters now as well, both born in Tampa. Actually, believe it or not. So good for Coleman. But Michael, I think Coleman was one of the biggest parts of what JBB did to really bring this Lightning team and push them over the edge to ultimately win back-to-back Stanley Cups. You look at what he was able to do with the Lightning, specifically in the regular season. In just 64 games played, he had 14 goals, 18 assists, and 32 points. But I mean, the playoffs specifically, he was a huge menace for the Lightning in the playoffs. You look at that goal against Montreal in the Stanley Cup Finals this year, where his Superman diving goal to give the Lightning the lead right at the end of that second period. He had a diving goal inside the bubble as well. Just Coleman was so good. And not only that, he was so good in the penalty kill as well. There was just so much he could do. He was such a big part of this team. And he was one of the best trade acquisitions the Lightning have ever made, I think. Because the impact he made was unbelievable.
Yeah, and the Blake Coleman trade, when it happened, similar to the Barclay Goodrow trade, which we talked about in the Barclay Goodrow leaving to go to the Rangers video, was a gamble because the Lightning were not satisfied with what happened the previous year and decided to go for it by dealing 3 first-round picks for these two guys. Blake Coleman, they dealt Nolan Foote and a first-round pick, which that's a lot for Blake Coleman. And he acknowledged that when he talked to Joe Smith and basically said, I'm not coming back. These are the reasons I'm not coming back. No ill will towards the organization, but I have a family to support. And this is what I view my time here as. And he said, there was a lot of pressure on me to be Blake Coleman, be the guy that they traded for. And he was fantastic. I was of the opinion that Blake Coleman and Barclay Goodrow was probably the best penalty kill duo in the entire NHL. There may be a little bit of bias there, but honestly, you watch them every single night, and that was what they were doing, was they were killing penalties and generating shorthanded scoring chances. They were unbelievable. They were probably the Lightning's best part of their team, even better than the power play, even better than their 5-on-5, was Blake Coleman and Barclay Goodrow's penalty killing. Now, 5-on-5, Blake Coleman by himself was okay, but he was so good because he was put with people he could succeed with, the Yanni Gourds and the Barclay Goodrows. That line was awesome. Of course, that line doesn't exist anymore because all 3 of them are gone now. But that line helped you win 2 Stanley Cups. It's all about finding the right players, trading for them or signing them, and then putting them in the right circumstances to succeed. Blake Coleman, they got him for the right price. They found what they were looking for. And Coach Cooper, credit to him, he put him in the right place.
Yeah, and we wish him nothing but the best in Calgary. Hopefully, he has a lot of success there. He definitely deserves it. He was a huge part of this team, and again, as I mentioned in the Tyler Johnson video, his name will forever be etched in the Stanley Cup, back to back, twice, right next to each other, which is really cool for him. But let's talk about the next player that officially is now gone after day one of free agency has settled, and that is David Savard. Savard was a player we traded for this year at the trade deadline, also gave a first round pick to go get him. He signs with the Montreal Canadiens at 4 years with a cap hit of 3.5 million per year. So Savard again goes out, gets a nice contract and some stability in a 4-year deal with the Montreal Canadiens. Savard's impact points wise was a lot less than a guy like Blake Coleman. He did not have a regular season point with the Tampa Bay Lightning, but obviously he had a lot less time than Blake Coleman to get adjusted. Only didn't play in too many games either, but he did have 5 assists in the playoffs, and one of them was a huge one, and it was the assist of the game-winning goal to ultimately clinch the Stanley Cup for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So while Savard's time was short, and he made a huge impact still. He's a defensive defenseman. He made so many good plays. He's the type of guy that if you don't notice him, he's probably doing a very good job. And I think he did do that with the Lightning.
Yeah, absolutely. Paying a first, a third, and a fourth, while not as big as Blake Coleman's price, was a pretty steep price to pay for David Savard because, like you mentioned, he does not put up points very often, and he didn't have to. That wasn't his impact. And it took a while for him to really find his groove with the Lightning because they put him with everybody. They put him with Hedman, they put him with McDonough, and they put him with Sergachev, and nothing really seemed to work in the regular season. Like he was fine, but he wasn't what they had paid for. It wasn't what they had scouted for. And then the playoffs roll around. He's with Mikhail Sergachev when he's in the lineup because I believe he missed 1 or 2 playoff games, if I remember correctly, because of a lower body injury. But he gets in the lineup. He's fantastic, blocking shots, limiting scoring chances, limiting odd man rushes. The play that you're going to remember him for is obviously the Ross Colton goal, a beautiful tape to tape pass right to Ross Colton, who buries it. But his impact goes farther than that. And like you mentioned with Blake Coleman, his name will be etched in the Stanley Cup forever. Only one time, not as much as Blake Coleman, but it will be there for a long time.
Yeah, and both these guys were huge impacts on this team and ultimately helped the Lightning win their Stanley Cups. And again, we wish them nothing but the best in their new homes, unless they're playing the Lightning, then maybe not so much. But Michael, anything else to add as we see these two guys move on, which is now, by the way, I believe the 5th player that was on the Lightning team last year that has now moved on to new places, but still forever a big part of these teams.
Yeah, and I know we didn't get to talk about him a ton, but shout out Luke Shen, 2-time Stanley Cup champion, is going to be going to Vancouver on a 2-year deal. Ultimately, he's a depth guy. They can replace him very easily. He stepped in the lineup and performed admirably when David Savard wasn't available. But we're gonna miss him because he's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for us, guys, in today's video. Please be sure to leave a like down below on this video if you did enjoy the video. Really helps us out here on YouTube and lets us know that you're enjoying these videos. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. We'll have multiple videos coming out today as you're seeing this. This will be the second one already, as a lot has been going down in this off season. But also, if you want to support us in any way, we always appreciate your support. You can go down in our bio, check out all of our affiliate links, such as Fanatics. You can get a shirt, the Stanley Cup Champions shirt, and you can get a hat just like this one, the official Locker Room Stanley Cup Champions hat as well. Also, go check out our friends over at Smack Apparel and use code Bolt Report for 21% off your order. All that information's down in the description as well. But with that said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And remember, your Tampa Bay Lightning, despite losing 5 members from the Ultimate Stanley Cup champ winning squad, are your back-to-back defending Stanley Cup champions.
Go Bolts.